Hello, everyone. Welcome to Teamwork Design, where we strive to design life from conversation to communication. I am your host, Terry Mera.
What is you think that three unique things about yourself?
Oh,
Oh,
about
about
me.
yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So
So
I'm
I'm
definitely
definitely
incredibly
incredibly
impulsive,
impulsive.
which a lot of people will tell me is to my detriment. And I can understand that because they're coming from a place of wanting to either protect me or wanting to see me protect myself. However, my uh my style of learning is definitely trial by fire. So I will be the first one to jump in and then say, "Ooh, I don't know how to swim. I guess I better figure this out." So my impulsiveness um comes from comes from this place inside of me where I know I'll always be okay. So it is definitely for me a position of strength because I know I'll always make it. And yes, I wind up back at the starting line. Girl, I wind up way before the starting line so many times. And people will be like, listen, if instead you would play it safe, if instead you would stay in your lane and build on what you've already done, you'd be so much farther ahead. And you know what? For them, they are absolutely correct. But for me, I thrive on the unknown. I thrive on being impulsive. I thrive on taking a chance. And so if you put me at the blackjack table, I do not want to gamble because I'm gambling on someone else's game. But if you put me in a situation where I'm gambling on me, what? Girl, I'm betting it all. I'm betting it all every time. And I have lost. I have lost more times than I really care to admit. But let me tell you something. I've learned. I've learned. I've loved, whether romantically or in business or just spiritually, learning about myself and learning how to love myself. I am so, so happy taking those chances. And it's wild because you would think, like, man, Heather, by now you have got to learn not to do these things. But for me, each one is different. Each one is its own experience. Each one is its own thing. Each one is its own chance. And I want to take it. I want to give it. I want to love it. So, thing two, something uh I love to love. Like, I love you. I tell my friends I love you. Clearly, I tell my children I love them like constantly. Um, I love what I do. And so a couple weeks ago, I write that email like once a week. And so a couple weeks ago, I was feeling extra Peter Pan. So Peter Pan is a child who does not grow up. And girl, that's me. I am a 51-year-old child. Like, we go to the movies, we meaning my kids and I, and they say two children, one adult. And I always say three children, trying to get, that child price on the ticket, but they don't fall for it. So, okay. So J.M. Barrie wrote, Peter Pan. And in it, Peter Pan says, I'm going to mess up the quote, so I'll paraphrase it. The secret to happiness is not doing what you love, but it's loving what you do. So think about it. If you're only doing what you love to do, then you're not really learning how to be happy in the mundane. If it's doing the dishes or the laundry or driving to work or taking the train, however you get there, you would be miserable because those parts are not fun. Those parts stink. Another famous person, this one not Peter Pan, but Mike Tyson. So Mike Tyson is quoted, again, I'm going to butcher it and paraphrase it, but Mike Tyson is quoted as saying, discipline is doing the thing you hate, but doing it as though you love it. So just think about those two things. You got Peter Pan and you got Mike Tyson. Okay. So Mike Tyson, youngest heavyweight champion ever, side story. I sold him some shoes. I met him. Fabulous human being. Very funny story. I'll save it for when we see each other soon, because there was a point when I thought I was going to die in the story. That's a whole other story. Okay, so, but you got Peter Pan on one side saying, you got to love the thing you're doing, right? And then you got Mike Tyson saying that real discipline is doing the thing you hate, but doing it like you love it. So for me, those two things are like two sides of the same coin. Because like I said, when, look, in my business, there's so many hard things, like carrying a sofa. And girl, it's just me and figuring out like how I'm going to get this sofa from point A to point B, like in my minivan. And if you know me, I don't want to be driving a minivan. I want to be driving like a Grand National or some kind of like sexy sports car, like vintage thing. Girl, I don't want to be driving a minivan, but it's the vehicle, literally and figuratively, that's getting me to the place I want to be, which is being an antique dealer. And so all of the things I have to do that are hard and that are difficult, like getting up early, unloading a truck for an antique, driving 13 hours from Georgia to Texas, like these are all really hard things. But I feel very lucky that I love those things. So one is that I'm impulsive, and two is that I'm in the very enviable position of loving what I get to do and then doing those things, even though they're hard, like Mike Tyson says, but doing them like I love them. So when I'm in that U-Haul driving 13 hours to get to Texas, girl, I have my speaker on blast. I got some Brazilian music playing. I got like 10 coffees from the gas station. I am just got the window down, whether it's raining or cold or so hot and I should have the air on. I got that fresh air coming in, and I'm loving what I get to do. Okay, so impulsive, loving what I get to do, and I guess that third thing probably ties in to 1 and 2 quite well, which is really being invested in the moment. And so right now, my mind is nowhere but on you and I. I'm not thinking about stuff I have to do, that I did do, that I will do, past, none of that. None of that. I'm just right here enjoying our conversation and really being invested in our moment that we are sharing, and that you then are sharing with all of your people. And to me, that is so beautiful and generous, and it's really wonderful, like we're in this moment and we're doing it, and there's other folks out there who are in this same moment right now, whether they're studying for the bar or wanting to become an astronaut, or I don't know, start a hedge fund, whatever it is, whatever drives you, they're having a moment right now. And if we, thanks to you, if we can share this moment, add some levity, add some humor, add some emotion, then I don't know, what's better than that, you know?